The Trump administration's crackdown on immigration and specific targeting of the H-1B visa program is making life highly uncertain for many professionals around the world, including Indians. Scores of Indian nationals who have been waiting for their H-1B and H-4 visa interviews are now grappling with growing uncertainty after their appointments were pushed back to as late as October 2026. These delays come after earlier rescheduling that had already moved interviews to February or March of 2026. Over the past few weeks, US embassies and consulates have informed numerous applicants of the delays. US officials have attributed these delays to additional processing requirements stemming from expanded social media screening of visa applicants. The repeated cancellations have left dozens of professionals in limbo, many of whom are currently separated from their families. With employment timelines tied closely to visa approvals, several applicants now face the risk of losing their jobs altogether. Immigration lawyers say large-scale cancellations and sudden rescheduling of interviews have intensified since mid-December. Applicants who once believed their interviews were secure for early 2026 have now seen them moved to the final months of the year without much warning. And legal options are limited. Many lawyers are now advising applicants to request remote work arrangements or temporary leave from employers and to carefully document all developments to prevent future visa or employment complications. The disruption has already taken a financial and emotional toll on many individuals. Several applicants had booked international flights, arranged time off work, or traveled to India for visa stamping, only to discover that their appointments had been cancelled. For those currently outside the US, the situation is even more challenging, as prolonged delays mean extended separation from families and limited pathways to return. Indian expatriate forums have been flooded with messages conveying applicants' anxiety and frustration. Many say they are living under constant uncertainty. Scores of professionals, many of them highly skilled workers in technology, healthcare, and engineering, now find themselves stranded. Many of them say the explanations being offered by US officials are far from adequate, especially when viewed against the broader backdrop of tightening US immigration policy. Under the Trump administration, immigration has become a central political battleground. The administration has pursued a sweeping crackdown on both legal and illegal immigration, framing programs like H-1B as threats to American jobs. While the H-1B visa was originally designed to attract global talent, to fill specialized roles, it has increasingly been portrayed as a program in need of restriction rather than reform. This approach has already had ripple effects. Earlier this year, delays in F1 student visa processing disrupted college admission timelines for Indian students. More recently, proposed fee hikes for work visas rattled the H-1B community, increasing the financial burden on both workers and employers. For Indian professionals, the impact is deeply personal. India is the single largest source of H-1B visa holders, and entire families often built their lives around the promise of stable employment in the United States. Children attend American schools, spouses give up careers, mortgages are signed. When interviews are delayed indefinitely, those lives are thrown into chaos. Many applicants now openly question whether the US remains a viable long-term option. Some are considering Canada, Europe, or Australia, countries perceived as offering more predictable immigration pathways. Others feel trapped, caught between commitments in the US and obligations back home in India. The broader economic implications are significant as well. US companies, particularly in technology and healthcare, rely heavily on H-1B workers to fill critical skill gaps. Prolonged delays risk disrupting projects, increasing costs, and accelerating talent flight to competing economies. What makes the situation especially painful is the lack of a clear endpoint. With no guaranteed timeline and appointments repeatedly shifted without warning. Careers and family lives are now suspended on a fragile thread. As the US continues to tighten its immigration stance, the human cost of policy decisions becomes impossible to ignore. Behind every delayed appointment is a family waiting, a job at risk, and a future put on hold, sometimes not for weeks or months, but in fact for years. And for many of those impacted, October 2026 feels less like a date on a calendar and more like a distant, uncertain horizon.